Good morning. Good morning, my dear students. How are you? I think you are very well, though the weather is very bad today, and the situation all over the world is not very good because the world is suffering from the novel coronavirus. Still, you should feel happy because your college has arranged online classes, excellent online classes for you. Yes. So, I think you are enjoying the online classes arranged by the college, and you have already got a number of English classes. Today, I am here also. This is my first class for you. Although I have taken a number of classes for honors and masters students, but this is my first class for you. I think you will enjoy the class very much. Anyway, before going to talk, take the class from, on board, I like you to ask you some questions. These questions will help you understand the topic to be discussed today. I have mentioned a number of sentences already. I would like to write these sentences on the board, and that will indicate what I am going to talk about today. Look at this sentence. The and I mentioned one more sentence. Can you read these sentences? The weather is very bad today. The world is suffering from novel coronavirus. You are enjoying excellent online classes. I have mentioned these sentences in my talking, in my lecture. Look at the sentences. Very bad. The world, novel coronavirus, excellent online classes. Okay. So normally, if I say these, what kind of virus? Coronavirus, novel coronavirus, excellent class. So here the word excellent and here the word novel. What is the function of the word? Of these two words, do you have any ideas about this? This word tells something additional. This word novel tells something additional about coronavirus. The word excellent tells something additional about the class. So what is the function of these two words, and what do we call them normally? The word, normally we call this word novel an adjective, and this word excellent, an adjective. And also I have mentioned the word the weather, the world, and we call this the and this the. Normally we call the an article. But what is the function of all these words? This is an adjective, this is an adjective, this is normally call this an article. But what is the function of these words? In short, we can tell the function of all these words is to modify the following word. Here, this word modifies this word, that is the article, modifies this word, and novel modifies coronavirus, and excellent modifies class, online class. So, modification. What do you mean by modification? Modify, modification. Modify is the verb form and modification is the noun form. But what do you mean by modification or modifying or modify? Any ideas? Do you have? Okay. Modifying means bringing some changes. If something modifies something else, it means it brings some changes. Maybe positive changes, maybe negative changes, any kind of changes it may bring. So the word here, the article the modifies the word weather, here the article the modifies the word world, here the word novel modifies the word coronavirus, here excellent modifies the word online classes. Anyway, so now can you guess what we are going to talk about today? Yes, definitely now you may catch the point. Today we are going to talk about modifiers. In your syllabus, in second paper, you have a topic modifiers. So modify, modification, modifiers. Who are modifiers then? We call play is a verb. The person who plays we call player. Write is a verb. The person who writes we call writer. Okay? The verb read. The person who reads is reader. Therefore, modifiers. What are modifiers? The words that modify other words are called modifiers. Here, the is a modifier because the word modifies the other word, that is following word weather. Therefore, the is a modifier. Here also the is a modifier because it also modifies the following word world. Novel is a modifier because the word novel modifies the following word coronavirus. And here excellent is a modifier because excellent modifies the following word online classes. So now you can gauge modifiers. I would like to write some more words. If I write Rahim is a student. Here student is a noun. Okay. If I write Rahim is a brilliant student. Look at the word. Here is student, but I have written one more word here, brilliant, before the word student. Here the word brilliant modifies the following word student. Therefore, brilliant is a modifier. Because brilliant modifies the following word student, as it modifies the following word student, therefore it is a modifier. Okay? Now the question is, do the modifiers always sit before the modified words? Two terms you have to remember here: modifiers and head word. Look at this. We have already understood the function of a modifier, but what is a head word? Look, brilliant student, brilliant student, excellent class. Look at these two words, brilliant student. Here brilliant is modifier, then the word student is the head word. The word that is modified, it is the modifier, and the word that is modified by the modifier is called the head word. Naturally, excellent is the modifier, therefore class is the head word. So when you try to understand the topic modifiers, you have to understand not only the modifiers but also the head word, that is the word that is going to be modified by the modifier. So in these two examples, brilliant is the modifier, student is the head word, that is it is modified word, and excellent is the modifier and class is the head word because it is modified by the word excellent. But the question is, here in these two examples, we see both the two modifiers sit before the head word, but do the modifiers always sit before the modified word, that is the head word? No. Sometimes modifiers sit after the head words. Okay, look at this word. I am giving one more examples of a modifier that sits after the head word. He walks fast. Here the word, two words we see. First is an adverb, we normally call it adverb, and walks is the verb. But look at this word, the verb work is modified by the adverb first. So first is the modifier and walk is the head word, that is modified word. If it is the modifier and it is the head word of the modified word, here we see the position. Here the modifier sits after the head word. Make a comparison between this. Excellent, excellent class and work fast. Modifier, first modifier, that is modifier plus head word. But here we see head word plus modifier. That is, here first we see the head word, then we see the modifier, but here we see the modifier, then we see the head word. So the positions, two contrasting positions in two examples. Based on the position of the modifiers, the modifiers are divided or classified into two kinds. Modifiers are classified into two kinds. What are they? Can you guess it? What are the two kinds of modifiers? Are you familiar with these two words, pre and post? If you are familiar with these two prefixes, post and pre, you can guess it. What is the meaning of pre? In Bangla we call it purbe, and post in Bangla we call it pore. That's why we call pre-test, and we call postgraduate, postmodernism. Post means pore and pre means purbe. So there are two kinds of modifiers. Number one, pre-modifiers. Pre-modifiers. Number two, post-modifiers. Pre-modifiers and post-modifiers. So, what modifiers are called pre-modifiers? The modifiers that sit or that are used before the head words. The modifiers that sit before the head words are called pre-modifiers. The modifiers that come after the head words are called post-modifiers. Therefore, in these two examples, we find he walks fast. Walks fast. This is an example of post-modifiers, because here we see the modifier comes after the head word. Therefore, it is an example of post-modifiers. And excellent class, this is an example of pre-modifiers. Excellent class. Because here modifier comes, that is sits before the head word, modified word. So, dear students, you have got two kinds of modifiers, pre-modifiers, post-modifiers. I am giving two more examples regarding this. Okay. Number one, busy roads. Number 2, look at these two examples. Busy roads, books written in 19th century. Can you guess or can you identify which one is pre-modifier and which one is post-modifier here in these two examples? Look at these two words, busy roads. It's very easy to understand here because only two words. One is the head word, the other must be modifier. But the question is it an example of pre-modifier or post-modifier? Definitely this is an example of pre-modifier. Roads, a noun. What kind of road? Busy road. The word busy, this is definitely an adjective. This adjective, busy, modifies the following word, roads. So here modifier comes first, then the head word, modified word, roads. So this is an example of what kind of modifier? Pre-modifier. And in the second example, books written. Here written a participle, that is past participle, and books is the noun. So the noun books is modified the following word, written. So here head word comes first, then the modifier. So this is an example of post modifier. Pre-modifier, and post modifier. Okay. So we have got two kinds of modifiers. Now we'll talk about how to form these pre-modifiers and post-modifiers. First we'll talk about how to use pre-modifiers. Then we'll talk about how to use, in the next class I'll talk about how to use post-modifiers. So today I would like to talk more about pre-modifiers. First, I'd like to talk about how adjectives are used as pre-modifiers. Number one, adjective as pre-modifiers. Normally we know the words that qualify, that the words that talk about the qualities of other words are known as adjectives. So here we will see how adjectives are used as pre-modifiers. And normally adjectives modify nouns. and we will see here how nouns are modified by adjectives being used as pre-modifiers. Look at the first example. Beautiful campus. Campus. The word campus is a noun and it is modified by the word what? Beautiful campus. As it is an adjective and it is used before the word noun campus, therefore beautiful is an example of pre-modifiers. So we see adjective as pre-modifiers. I am giving one more example. You will see difficult question. Question may be simple question, may be difficult question. The question is a noun, difficult is an adjective. Question is a noun, simple is an adjective. Both the adjectives sit before the word question. Therefore, difficult and simple are pre-modifiers, and we can say adjectives as pre-modifiers. Okay. Now we will see noun as a pre-modifier. Very interesting thing. One noun here we will see how one noun modifies another noun. So we will see nouns as pre-modifiers. How one noun modifies another noun. Look at the word computer. Normally, if we mention the word computer, we will say it is a noun. Then individually, if we see table, this is definitely a noun. So table is a noun, computer is a noun individually. But if I write computer table, here we will see one noun modifies another noun. That is, what kind of table? There are different kinds of tables. But here, computer table, when I tell it's a computer table, I see here computer works as a modifier because the word computer modifies the table, and it is a noun and it is also a noun. Computer is a noun and table is a noun. But here, though computer is a noun, as it modifies the following noun table, it functions as an adjective, that is a modifier. Individually it is a noun and it is a noun, but here the function of the noun is like an adjective, and that is like a modifier, and as it functions like a modifier, it becomes an adjective. But individually, both computer and table are nouns. Okay, I'm giving One more example. Bus ticket. Bus ticket. Noun plus noun. But here noun on first noun modifies the second noun. So this is an example of a pre-modifier. That is noun as a pre-modifier. Okay. Now today, I think you have understood pre-modifiers. I'll talk some more ideas left for the next day. Hope to meet you again and hope to discuss in details next day. Thank you very much. Best of luck.